The people waving here are some of the over 40 GDR citizens who have fled to West Germany's permanent representation in East Berlin. They want to force the GDR to allow them to leave. 13 children are said to be inside. These are the first images of them. The pictures trigger a chain reaction in the GDR. 20-year-old Inge Albrecht from East Berlin has already tried fleeing several times. A friend persuades her to try her luck at the West German embassy. She'd heard reports that refugees were in the embassy. Then everything went really fast. It only took us a few days to join them. The pair joined the group, which has now grown to 50 refugees. Conditions in the building are unbearable. No one was prepared to provide food and shelter to so many people. The worst thing was not knowing how long we'd be in that situation. A few days, weeks, months, years. We didn't know when we'd be able to leave the building, let alone the country. Would we be arrested? We had no idea if a plan would work. East Berlin proves stubborn. The SED doesn't want the problem to be solved in opposition to its interests. Hans-Otto Bräutigam, head of the mission at the time, tries desperately to find a way out.
Das war für mich der Tiefpunkt in meiner gesamten Tätigkeit.
It was the time I hit rock bottom there. We were in a major crisis, and if we hadn't solved it within 3 months, it would have been a disastrous setback to German-German relations.
Betroffen und wahrscheinlich zu einem schweren Rückschlag geführt.
On the 26th of June, he caves into the pressure and shuts the doors to the embassy. It is a departure from the mission's open-door policy, but he has no alternative. Hundreds more wanted to come. Either the GDR would have shut the mission, and we wanted to avoid that happening at all costs, or we would have been swamped.
Oder wir wären vollgelaufen.
A solution for the mission's 55 refugees comes at the end of July. After tough negotiations, East Berlin grants exemption from punishment to the group and allows the passage to the west. Inge is among the last to leave. She has succeeded in escaping. When she arrives in West Berlin, she takes the S-Bahn to the Marienfelde Refugee Processing Center. I asked a woman whether I was on the right train for Marienfelde. Instead of answering, she stood up and said really loudly so that everyone could hear, "Young lady, have you just arrived from the GDR?" I burst into tears.